Today is Tuesday, July 18th, and I'm going to start with the bad part first. I completely forgot about my seeds one day when I went to go do something and left them out here, and they absolutely fried. Absolutely fried. So annoyed with myself. And on top of that, I was wondering what the birds were doing over here. It looks like the birds were digging in here for the seeds that didn't germinate. But as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm gonna go ahead and replant. Up here, the figs are still looking pretty darn good. And the zinnia is coming along. Look like it's gonna be a beauty. And there's a volunteer right here of some sort, not sure if it's a cucumber or a melon, because the last time I thought it was a cucumber, it turned out to be a melon. And they got more figs coming. Cool. Last time I made this video, I said I was gonna cut back this planter, and I still have not done that. Although it's been raining and extremely hot, so the few things I did come out here and do are things I had to do. This planter is loving its life. Everything looks lush and green. This zinnia is branching. I didn't have to top it. The citrus, the lemon is looking good for the most part. Have a few dying leaves in here, and what appears to be maybe my first ground cherry. The ground cherry took over the pot completely. Fever grass or lemongrass, and the other pot. There's a lot of bird activity out here this morning. That's why I was like, let me go outside and see what's going on. There's some good things and there's some not so good things, some successes and some fails. They go down to the lower level. On the deck here, it's been raining. I still haven't emptied all these containers. I just make sure the plant is not in them so that the plants don't drown. Still haven't planted these. And the hardy hydrangea, hibiscus that I dug up is looking good. And the one surviving Lychnis is looking good. Bought some clearance plants. These ended up being $5 from Home Depot. I did put one in the ground already. I believe it was a foxglove. These were on clearance too, but they've been here for a little bit. Need to put them in. My green stalk is coming along. The strawberries are still pushing and throwing off runners and everything. It's looking good. But the strawberries are getting smaller. Initially they were very big, now they're just very, very small. I just saw a cucumber. It's supposed to be that small. It's a Dar bush cucumber. And this one up here is a bigger variety of cucumber. This one's also a Dar. I don't believe, there might be one on there. Yeah, there is. It's actually quite good size. And I've started picking tomatoes out of the green stalk. This is the Patio Choice Yellow. And none from the red yet. And the butter beans, they're starting to push out their beans. Still haven't done anything with this area here. Rose bush is still looking pitiful and dead. And I'm not really sure why these particular roses on this side do not rebloom, but they never seem to. It's still alive, but it's struggling. There's been a lot of rain. This particular one anyway. Over here, I dug out the daylily that was here, and I put in the Bobo hydrangea, And the top of my zinnia seems to be gone. And most of my zinnias seem to be eaten up lately. And the sunflowers are starting to look pretty eaten up too. And I cut those back. They look pretty awful, but I needed to do that to clean up this bed and to give the roses some sunlight to get established. This roses is blooming for the first time. That's the Eustacia Vi from David Austin, one of the 2 surviving rows. And this lily is a beautiful pink color similar to that, and it's about to start showing off. And this is what a good amount of my plants look like around the property, just eaten up. Look at how bad this dahlia looks. This is so sad. And whatever it is, I can't seem to catch it. Stuff just looks so bad. Over here in the front, quite a bit is going on. The sedum is putting on blossoms. I'm not sure about if this is how the Chelsea chop was supposed to work, but the blooms are really small and it's not really much happening. This, I thought it was dead, but it's coming along. This zinnia is loving its life right here. Looked like it's going to be a beautiful fuchsia color. This delphinium is looking good. This bluebeard gold crest. Yeah, I think I've made up my mind. I am definitely going to move that one from there and put it right here. In the spring, this rose bush takes over everything. The lava flare hydrangea is finally growing and actually putting out growth on the branch that was being smothered by the rose bush. So it might be a mistake to put it here, but that's where I'm putting it. I want to put something taller in that area. Here, I don't really have anything going on, but I did put some seeds for a squash zucchini right here too. We'll see if they come up. And some more zinnias right here. And this is finally coming to the party. The alyssum is still alive. That's a plus. And my rose bush looked just as bad as it did earlier on in the season. And my volunteer desert rose is doing beautiful. I can't remember the proper name for it right now. These seeds must have fallen from the previous summer, and these plants are doing 1,000 times better than the ones I did put here. The Veronica was cut back hard, and it is pushing out beautiful new growth all the way down. And as you can see, I need to edge. And these particular petunias from Baker's Creek, they I don't know if I'll grow them next year. They just look so deficient, and they grow too tall and gangly. I just need it to be a cute little ground cover over here, and it's doing too much. Look at these cone flowers. Of all my years growing the cone flowers, they've never looked this beautiful. Like, the blooms are huge. I'm not exaggerating. They're like 6 inches across from petal to petal. Absolutely gorgeous. And my pathetic looking mini zinnia is red. Last year there was a beautiful red one right here that took over, so hopefully this one will do the same. And from inside there, I did remove some yarrow. I took out 3, I believe, and I put it to the front of the border because that variegated plant was suffocating it. So I have 1 here, 2 here, and then I put the 3rd one across the way. And I put the foxglove, one of the clearance plants I just brought on Friday, right here. Should have a nice vertical element right here. Yeah, so not many blooms out right now other than the hydrangea in this bed. And this bobo is doing beautiful. I'm glad I transplanted it when I did so that it could kind of establish itself. It is, I did plant it when I knew it was going to rain, and we had several days of rain, so there was no shock. It did very, very well. The Pinky Winky is looking gorgeous, per usual. And some of the blooms are starting to open up. And these dahlias here in the pot are looking gorgeous. But I have so much green growth and not one bud. And we are in July going into August. I've grown the dahlia before, and I had the same issue when it was in ground in that bed several years ago. It blooms very late for me. The ones on the ground, not much better. Just a lot of green growth and no blossoms. But when they do bloom, they bloom quite well. I'm gonna have to watch it. I see some of that same cutting damage on the leaf that I do on the side of the house. Here, the hostas are blooming and they are gorgeous. I particularly love this white flower. The purple flower is pretty too. It's more common, but the white flower, I don't think I've seen it. And my zinnias have been stunted. They're not doing so hot right there. I knew it was gonna rain a couple days ago, so I came through and I fertilized everything on Saturday evening, I believe it was. So I gave these hydrangeas, they look decent on camera as far as greenery is concerned, but they're very yellow. And even this plant is looking very yellow. But yeah, I did indeed do a feed for them before the rain on Saturday. I should have cut this back already. I don't know why I let it get so far. Lord, this needed to have gotten cut back too. Everything is looking good in here, and these yarrow are doing wonderful. It's a different variety than the one I bought from the store. The leaves look different. Oh, the bunnies are eating the yarrow again. Oh, I gotta put the bunny bait out. And some of this yellow I want to bring to the front. I'm gonna try again. And I want to bring some of this black-eyed Susan to the front yard. And look, the ones that I started are all budded up from a stem. And here I am burning my creeping Jenny with the fertilizer. I put some in here, and plants are definitely very green and pretty, but also I let it sit on it and it's messing the plant up. But it covered the whole pot. There was nowhere for me to put it. So I am going to put one of these in the front of the yard in the front bed. I just have to figure where. But then again, I don't want to overwhelm the front bed with too much white hydrangea power because the front yard is full of the white hydrangea in the late July, early August part of the year. I cut off the bottom branch of that maple tree. I'm not sure if I put that in the last video. Over here, I did dig up this rose from the back border, and I put it here because I put some of I put the hydrangeas in finally. This is looking holy, but still looking good. Come early August and to mid-August, these are beautiful. So I bought these grow bags off of Zulily. I don't remember the brand. And it's good that the plants grow through them, but Literally, they are ripping. I can't lift that bag up. I can't take it out. I almost might not have, I shouldn't have anything there because the bag is completely torn and I can't move that plant. When it rains, I just have to like tilt the whole thing over to empty the water. These Sugar Rush peach peppers are doing beautiful. And the okra, 3 of them are doing better than the other, and they're looking good. The shishito is finally putting on a shishito. Poblano, this is my second one. I've already had and cooked one. My sunflower is getting a lot taller than I thought it would. And we're not gonna talk about that one over there, good Lord. And something is eating up the leaves at this point. Don't like it, but this was supposed to be a red sunflower, but I'm not sure. Based on its growth habit, it's looking like a lemon queen, like the one over there. That is entirely, it's about to double the height of the trellis. I need to come through and cut back those daylilies. Still have not done that yet. Hydrangeas are looking gorge, and they're massive. I'm noticing when I drive around that it's not just me that have very scant blooms on my old broadleaf hydrangeas. Maybe just is not the year for them to be very floriferous and just be showing off. Cucumbers are coming along on this trellis. Chomper is the variety I believe I have here, and I think I might have put in some seeds for the market more later on. And early in the year, I kept saying I have a volunteer cucumber in here, but guess what, y'all? It is so not a cucumber. Look at this. I was so pleasantly surprised when I saw that. I've been having a lot of pressure from Japanese beetles and cucumber beetles and stink bugs, and I've been out here almost daily except for when it's pouring. And sometimes when it's pouring in between the rain, I do come out and I squish beetles, squish whatever I could find that's interfering with the growth and the beauty of the plants. And I think the population is cut down quite a bit, actually. I didn't allow them to stay and multiply, so they do look a lot. I don't see as many as I was seeing before, is what I'm trying to say. Volunteer Cosmo from last year. White was the one I did last year. Another sunflower that is looking pretty eaten up. Jerusalem peas. This plant went nuts. I think I'm gonna have to divide that, actually. Here's a beetle that I'm going to squish shortly. Oh, I just dropped my lettuce there to kill those weeds. I bought a cute little weeder from an online app and I've yet to use it. I haven't had time to come out here. Over here in the back, we have a lot of pollinating going on. But these are all male flowers. I don't think there's any fruit for me to get from this. This plant has pushed out so many male flowers. But there is hope. I do see a squash on here. Under here, these are the patty pan. These are the white patty pans. I see some babies coming along. But further over here, there is a fruit. And on this side, yesterday I noticed there was a fruit as well. Looking, there it goes. So we shall see. And the runner beans have finally made their way up the trellis without any help from me this year. And I'm having the beetles keep going into the hairs of the corn. And I don't know if they get stuck and can't come back out or that's their plan, but This one looked like it's dying back and almost ready, but I have others that are just now getting started. And this year I'm gonna try to be on top of it so that the birds don't get them this time. And I am 5'3", and this is eye level for me right here. And look at this this sunflower. It is almost gonna double the height of this trellis, and the trellis is 7 foot. I didn't think it was supposed to get this big. And the nice thing about this sunflower, and what seems to be the case with the other one up there, is they bloom along the stem. They're not just one, it's not just one sunflower at the top. I have a few things in here that are not doing well. The melons are being crowded out, absolutely. I can't even find one. Here's one here that's living still, but not really doing much of anything. And a couple days ago, I want to say it was Sunday, I kind of chopped back some of the bush that was here just to clear up the space a little bit. It's a little too chaotic for me. I did put an Incredible hydrangea here. And like I said, I fertilized everything, especially the hydrangeas. And I gave the lupins some breathing room. I took out a lot of weeds. Here's another Incredible. This beautiful hydrangea that refuses to bloom. There's a frog over here somewhere. Every time I start talking, it does that noise. I don't know if it's the freeze that's getting it or what, because I don't usually see any deer damage on this one, but it never blooms. Except for one flower last year. These beetles are still around. It looks so bad. And this hardy hibiscus looks like it's about to put on a show. I'm gonna have to tie it back a little bit so it's not in the way when he's cutting the grass. And I need to unearth this rose bush because these, I did a little bit, but I need to do more. But I was, anxious about poison ivy because it seems to be everywhere now. It might have been a mistake to put this comfrey right here, but it's love and it's life. And here's the other Incredible. And this rose bush needs to be cut back something serious. And here is the hydrangea that I did catch the deer eating. And you can see there's new growth coming here where it was eating. And this is a PG. They are later blooming. It looks like there's going to be some buds coming through here soon. They get pretty big, so I didn't want to put this one in the front yard in that garden bed. And guess what? This thing is still alive. The neglect that this thing has gotten this year. It is chive. A lot of it did die because this pot, there was no room in here to breathe. And this onion / scallion seems to be coming back. I did fertilize that when I was fertilizing everything. Over here, my Puma pepper is doing good. I do have some fruit in here. They are like a purple color and they ripen to like an orange yellow combination, almost like an atomic grape tomato. And my Scotch bonnet. And I missed the blooms on the white one, or maybe I didn't. The stalk here, this one's purple, the other one was white. I grew those from seeds earlier in the year. And the only tomato that has been giving me tomatoes so far is the Sun Gold. And of course, they never disappoint. Although, one day I came home and the one that was on the tree, or the vine rather, was pecked in by a bird. So now I pick them as soon as they start blushing. Or if it's gonna rain and they look like that, I pull them off because they will crack. And this slicer tomato is loving its life, and this one looked like it's starting to blush. It is called Madame Marmande. These Romas are getting wild, loving their life. Aroma Pace is the variety. The Paul Robeson is still alive. I cannot believe it. Every year this tomato dies on me. Thornburn's Terracotta and White Tomaso is in here. So it's not actually white, you know, when it ripens. It has a very faint yellow. Berry's Crazy Cherry. It looks like I'm starting to get some that's blushing. I haven't picked any bell peppers yet, but I picked this mystery pepper that is supposed to be a sweet pepper. I've picked off about 4 of them. They're pretty good. They are a sweet variety, but they are not the variety that I ordered. And the seed was mixed in with the variety that I ordered, it seems. So these are the Atomic Grape. These are the Green Tiger. These are the Chocolate Cherry. I did pick 2 off of there this week. These are the Sweetie 100, and then there's 2 Sun Gold. And I've been picking beans. I just put them in the fridge until I can do more with them. Here I have eggplant, and the flowers are forming, but then the flowers fall off. So what I decided to do was kind of take it out from under there to see if it does need the bees to, you know, make sure the fruit gets pollinated. Because I did look it up and it said it does not need it, but the flowers would just dry up and fall off. So I decided to take it out and see what happened if I can get an eggplant. Amaranth, the callaloo is looking gorgeous. I've been cutting broccoli. I don't like have a whole lot to make a whole meal, but I've been cutting it and putting it in inside a cute little Ziploc bag to keep it preserved until I could make a whole meal out of it. And my Kellogg breakfast tomato is finally growing. I did come through and fertilize all these beds about a week and a half ago. Yeah, the flowers that were down here before fell off, so no fruit has formed. This is the only tomato I have that hasn't formed fruit, and it's my favorite. Like, how dare you? The shallots seem to be falling over. I knew they were going to be coming out soon, so I did put some cucumbers down in here. Basil's looking good, and I did plant some corn seeds when I took out all the lettuce that was there, and they came up within days. They were up. Let me go around to the other side. Look how big and pretty this thing is. The reason I haven't picked it is because I have a few store-bought ones in the house that I want to use before I bring in any more. Anywho, so this kale is looking fabulous. Finally. A stink bug that met its demise. This is what it did to my red curry. So my red curry squash, both that were in this pot are now dead. But the Cushaw squash, which I was, I had reservations about planting, is still alive. So they're a little bit more hardy to the bugs than the red curry. Last year my red curry died, but at least it gave me a few fruit before it died. But not this year. The one promising one is gone. I did top up these pots with compost, and they do sit in a tray that collects water. So sometimes that can be a problem because they literally are sitting in water, but it sucks up that water so quick because this vine is so aggressive. Here I have 1, 2, 3 good size. Well, I don't know if it's going to be good size because this one's already changing into the color that I know it becomes when it's like a full, mature fruit. So yeah, so right now I have 3. The Casparita pumpkin, I have 1, 2. Over on this side, I have some babies coming along, but I know I have a fruit here as well. It's a white pumpkin. Over here, I have 1, 2, and maybe 3 spaghetti squash. Yeah, 3. And my other favorite, my honey nut, that seems to be resistant to the is not forming any fruit yet, and when it does form the fruit, it just falls off. Here, cucumber beetle, gonna get squished shortly. Potatoes are looking like they're coming to the end of their life. I did put some compost in here. The rain just kind of weighed it down, and while I had the opportunity to get in there, I just put some fresh compost in there to feed it a little bit more, because they're not completely dying back yet. Maybe I could get some more growth and size out of them. I did harvest the purple potatoes, and they did pretty good. The cabbages are still in here. They're still heading up. But I'm happy with the things that are still alive and kicking. And I've been picking beans from under here because I did interplant some beans. I think this is a shishito, but it's not really doing much of anything. And this is from the other side. Poblano, shishito, the okra, and bell peppers, and sugar rush peach. This is the Mamie Brown slicer, also a red slicer. Yeah, man, I'm happy with how everything is looking, must say. Well, y'all have a blessed day. I'm gonna go inside and get ready for work. Thank you for watching. Bye.